Good morning, friends. Oh, Lordy, it's morning. It's coffee time. Do you like the mug one of my students gave me? Isn't it cute? So today is Sunday. It is a meal prepping day, and I have sleeping on it next to me. I am going to show you some of the stuff that I'm going to prep for the week. We're supposed to we're supposed to go do a special I don't want to say a treat for the kids, but a special outing for the kids later. I don't know if this one knows about it yet, so anyway, we're going to be going on a little road trip, and that's going to cut down on the amount of time that I have to do my meal prepping for, but try and get as much done as we can. I'm very tired and groggy. I had I had the teachers that I work with come out last night. I work with a couple of teachers in my classroom, and they came out. We had a little bonfire and snacks and hot dogs and s'mores, and I am so bloated and uncomfortable. My ring is so tight right. Oh, you can see where it dug into my finger. Yeah, feeling very bloated and uncomfortable right now from eating all the junk. Should I have eaten all the junk? No. Is it the end of the world that I ate all the junk? No. Do I feel like I ate all the junk yesterday? Hell yeah. But life is about balance. And this journey is about balance. And sometimes you just take a day off and you enjoy time with friends. And you enjoy the chocolate-covered pretzels and the s'mores and the marshmallows and in the campfire. Anyway, today we are going to prep some way better stuff so that we can have a way better week and get back to eating the way that makes me feel a lot less because right now I feel very ugh. So, yeah. Come on in and I'll show you what we're making today. Okay. Giant freezer. I think we got this sucker from like Costco or something. Anyway, ignore the frozen pizzas. Those are for the kids. I'm coming down to get some meat. You can see we have a freezer full of pork and beef. These are from our cows and from our pigs that we raise. Here's some beef fajita meat. Unfortunately, I don't have any chicken that is home raised. So I still buy that at Costco because I have egg-laying hens, but I don't have the meat birds. And I don't know if I'll ever do meat birds. It's a lot of work for a little bit of meat. So we'll see, maybe someday. But I'm going to grab some meat from the giant freezer to bring upstairs to start thawing so that I can do all of the meal prep. All right, so every week I go through Pinterest and I decide what it is I want to make for next week's meal, and that way I can add that to my Walmart grocery pickup list, any of the things that I need to make the new recipes. I didn't do a super good job of that this week. Everything's been just bananas lately, and we're ending the school year and I just feel a little on the lost side. So I'm going to go through Pinterest, and I like to take the recipes that I'm going to make that week, and I put it into one folder called my weekly meal plan folder. And then throughout the week, it's super easy for me to pull up the recipe on Pinterest. I know exactly where it is. I pull it up and I can cook it. Anything that I haven't prepped ahead of time, it's all right there and super easy. So I'm going to go through Pinterest. I'm going to try and figure out what I have in the house and what I can make. I already know that I want to make the chicken Cordon Bleu casserole. Love that. It's so good. And I swear to God, it's better as leftovers. I will make extra, and then whatever we don't eat for dinner, I will put into containers and put in the freezer. And then that way I have something usually to bring with me to work for lunch. But since we're all home on quarantine, it's been really helpful to have those things in the freezer here at home too, because then I'm eating something decent and making decent choices and protein packed choices versus whatever the kids are eating. I really got to work on getting the kids eating better this summer. So yeah, I'm going to go through Pinterest now and figure out what ingredients I have, what I can make this week, and then I'll put it up on my board that I keep in the kitchen so that everybody knows what we're having for supper that night. Okay, so this is my board. Girls, this is my board where I put all of the food that we have every day. I usually have like a menu printed here like for the month. And yeah, that has completely fallen apart. It was like our dinner menu and then the school breakfast and then the school lunch and that, yeah, that's not happening anymore. So we're just doing this 1 week at a time. This is what we had planned for last week. So we'll erase that. And then I will put in everything for this week so that everybody knows what we're having each day. All right, there's this week's menu written up. On Monday, we will have chicken Cordon Bleu. It's a delicious casserole that I absolutely love. Tuesday, I'm going to try something new. So I'm going to make a keto pizza pull-apart bread. I'm going to make these little keto kind of like fathead dough balls. And then I've got cheese and pizza sauce and little mini pepperonis that I'm going to put in. And I'm going to make this big pull-apart bread thing as big as I can for all of us to eat. And then if the kids really need more than that to eat, I also have frozen pizzas. So we can always add a frozen pizza to the situation if we need to. My husband is keto. I'm more low carb. So a lot of my recipes are going to be keto recipes, but that doesn't mean that that's all I eat all day. So anyway, keto pizza pull-apart bread on Tuesday, steak fajitas on Wednesday. It's going to be nice and warm and sunny and probably hot here. So it'll probably be a good day to do the steak fajitas on the grill. Thursday, we'll do a mushroom stuffed pork tenderloin. Again, we have pork, lots and lots of pork from our own pigs down in the freezer, so that'll be fun. And then every Friday, I just write burgers. We might have burgers. We might have something else. I might pick something up from Costco that we decide to grill or smoke. But I just write burgers as kind of a place filler because I can't stand seeing this only partially filled out. It needs to be fully filled out. So we might have burgers on Friday. We might decide on something else. I don't know. But for now, this is what the week looks like. Can you see me now? Okay, so a huge staple in my house are eggs. Every week we buy the big case of like 60 large white eggs. I have egg-laying chickens. I have I think I'm at 32 egg-laying chickens right now. However, I got them in March, and we're at the end of May. And they were wee little baby week-old chickens, or chicks when I got them. So they are not yet laying eggs, and that means we still have to continue to buy our own eggs. I've had egg-laying hens in the past and loved having my own eggs. They are so much better and so much fresher, and the yolks are so orange versus this pale yellow color you get from store-bought eggs. So I love having my own eggs. However, my chickens are not making any eggs yet. They're not laying anything. So we still buy eggs every week, a big case of them from Walmart. And I hard boil a dozen of them every single week. I use this little thing. I'll show you how it works. And my husband takes them with him in his lunchbox. My son loves to eat them. I like having them around because sometimes I just want either like an egg for a snack. I'll put it in a bowl, sprinkle a little salt in, and then just dip my egg in the salt and eat it that way. Every once in a while, I'm in the mood for an egg salad chaffle. So it's nice to just have the eggs hard-boiled and around, and I can always do more during the week if we eat through them super quick, but it usually takes us a week to eat through a dozen hard-boiled eggs. So I'm going to show you how this thing works. And I don't even know what it's called. Guess what? It's by Dash. Just like all of my chaffle makers. Dash. Dash is amazing. So, you get this little bad boy that comes with it. This little measuring cup. It's got measurements on the side here for ounces of water, because this does more than just hard-boiled eggs, but that's all I use it for. And then on this side, if you can see, it's really hard to see, there is a line. And the line I have it is, right now, is for if you're going to hard boil 12 eggs. There's also a line if you want to medium boil them, and there's a line if you want to soft boil them. So the harder you want the eggs, the more water you put in. You measure out your water. You pour it into this little bad boy. It's making noise because when I plugged it in, it was accidentally on. Whoops. So it got hot really fast. There's a little tray here that you put on top. And then on the bottom here, hold on, you pop this little thing off, and there is a little needle, if you can see it right there, a little needle. So you take your egg, I've got a giant carton of eggs behind you guys, and you take that little needle and you poke it in the top of the egg, just like this. Ready? Okay. And then that creates just a tiny little pinprick hole for while you're doing these. That way these don't explode in there and make a mess. I mean, they still do sometimes explode. Sometimes the hole's not enough. But they won't explode and break this thing open at least. So you do that to all of the eggs. And you put them in each one of these little, you can see there's like little dents or whatever that you put in. Eggs in, put a hole in, and I will do that to all of these. It's relatively easy and quick to do. I don't have to think about anything. I don't have to try very hard, which is the best part. I can set this up and walk away and do my other stuff. So now I'll take this part and put that there, and then I take the second tray and put that on top. But it's nice because I can set this all up, hit the button, and walk away. It measures everything on its own. I don't even know how it does it. I'll be honest with you. I have no clue how it knows what it's doing. But when the eggs are done and they are hard-boiled, it lets out this absolutely ridiculous buzzing sound. It's super loud and you can't possibly miss it. So there are all my eggs. I'm going to put the top on it. There is a little opening here for the steam to come out. And then there's a little button down here at the bottom. Flip that and walk away. Like I said, when the eggs are done and they're hard-boiled, this will buzz super loud. All you do is come over, you flip it off, and you pull the eggs out. I use one of these to get my eggs out. Hi, the hell is in there? For the love, crumbs, kids. So I use one of these. It's one of my little Instapot, because I have an Instapot right here. I use these to pick up the eggs, and then I put them in like a big pitcher of ice water, and I'll leave them in there for a half an hour. And then I just package them up, put them in the fridge. So we'll come back when these are ready, and I'll show you how I do the ice bath. Okay, so while the eggs are cooking, over there, boop, there they are. While the eggs are hard boiling, I am going to work on a few other things. Right now I'm going to get the beef fajitas ready. So in this bag, I've got 2 of our own beef fajita meat from our cows. This, I feel like you were so low. Hi. This is from our cows that we've raised. We just asked the butcher that he cut some of it into beef fajita strips, and it's marked as beef fajita. So it's really easy to find in the freezer. And I'm just going to put it in a baggie. And then I'm going to add some olive oil. I don't measure. I measure with my heart, not measuring cup. And then I have my own taco seasoning. I honestly couldn't even tell you what's in it. I pretty much just Pinterest, like a keto, low carb, sugar free, whatever I'm in the mood for, taco seasoning. And then I put it all in a bowl and I mix it all up and then I put it in this jar. So this is my at-home, made from whatever I'm in the mood for, taco seasoning, fajita seasoning, anything that we make that's Mexican, I put the seasoning in. So again, I measure with my heart. Unless I'm baking. If I'm baking, I will measure with like measuring spoons and cups and stuff. But I put a pretty generous amount in there. And then I close her up. We're not having steak fajitas until Wednesday. So I will put this in the freezer. And I will continue to rotate it and turn it and mush it and squish it and make sure that all of the seasoning and the oil is soaking into the meat and getting nice and marinated so that on Wednesday when I go to make the steak fajitas, it'll be extra flavorful. And I'll probably add more of the seasoning to it at that time. But for now, it's going to marinate like this in the fridge for the next couple of days. So I'm going to put this in my fridge. So the next thing I'm going to do for the steak fajitas is cut up some peppers. I got at Costco. By far the cheaper peppers. It's ridiculous how expensive peppers are. I have some growing in my garden right now, but again, just like everything else, it's May, so nothing is at all ready. The end of the summer, I'll have lots of peppers that I can use that are my own, homegrown, pesticide-free, all that good stuff. But for now, Costco to the rescue. So I'm going to cut these up and I'm going to put them in another baggie in the fridge next to the meat, and they will just stay like that until they're ready for fajitas. Onions, I usually have an onion and cut up too and add there. I somehow forgot to buy an onion, but I always keep frozen onions in my freezer. So on Wednesday, I'll take the frozen onions out and add it to the rest of the vegetables, and we'll just cook that up instead. So I'm going to chop these up, and hopefully by then the eggs will be close to done. I told you it was annoying. All right, so I'm going to take these out, and then I'll use this little bad boy, and then I put them in here. And I don't even try to be nice about it because it's just a big thing of ice and they're going to get peeled eventually, so who cares? So I will unload all of these eggs from here. Try to find a place to set that. From here, and I will put them from here into here, and then I will add a bunch of water to this, and I will leave them sit for 30 minutes because for whatever reason, 30 minutes in an ice bath is the magic number that makes it so everything peels really easily. I don't know why, I don't know what the deal is, but that just seems to work for us. Okay, last thing I'm going to do with these eggs is take them out of their ice bath, and I put a paper towel in the bottom because they're wet and it holds onto the eggs, or it holds onto the water for them. I don't even peel them anymore. I used to spend all this time peeling them. Now it's like, dude, I do everything else. Y'all can peel your own eggs. But my husband says he doesn't mind peeling them at work. So I will just put all of these in. If I can get them all out. They all fit in here super nicely. This is actually supposed to hold cheese slices. But yeah, I'm putting eggs in. And then I'll put the top on here. And I will put this bad boy in the fridge. Okay, friends, I have been prepping everything for the chicken Cordon Bleu casserole. Got everything cut up in this bowl. I have chicken, ham, mustard, cream cheese, butter, salt. I think that's it. So this is all mixed up. My secret little trick for meal prepping. I buy these suckers at Costco, super cheap. And I will put casseroles and stuff in here and then put these in the fridge for the week. Super easy to pull them out, put them in the oven, cook them, when we're done, I just throw this away. I don't have to wash any extra dishes. I don't have to worry about it that night, washing pans and stuff. I'm not missing a pan in case I were to want to make something else during the week, because I'm just using one of these. So I'm going to spray this bad boy down. And then I'm going to put all of this in here. Oh, goodness, that's heavy. Put it in the pan, spread it around, even it out. Now, you can do the chicken a couple different ways. You can cook it and shred it, and then mix it in. You can cube it and mix it in, which is what I did this time. Or you can cube it and cook the chicken, like on the stovetop, and then mix it in. It is completely up to you, and whatever you feel up to doing that particular day. I've done it all three ways. I don't see a difference in taste or texture by doing that. It's whatever your preference is, whatever you feel up to that day. Today I'm feeling kind of lazy. I don't feel like cooking it all up, so I just thawed and cubed the chicken to put it in. It means I will just cook it for, say, 45 minutes instead of 30 to make sure the chicken gets cooked all the way. But I cubed it into little cubes so that they should cook pretty quickly. Now, the last thing you do is you put slices of cheese. The recipe calls for Swiss cheese. I've used Swiss cheese. It's good. My family prefers provolone cheese. The other thing I've done is taken like the big bags of shredded mozzarella cheese from Costco that we always have in the house and just sprinkle that on top. Again, totally your preference, whatever's in your price range, whatever you have in your home, whatever tickles your fancy. My family just happens to prefer the provolone cheese over the Swiss, and these slices are relatively cheap and easy to get at Walmart with my grocery pickup. So I am going to, I'll show you as soon as I'm done with it here. We also like a lot of cheese. I absolutely love when you go to serve this and the cheese just like strings up as you're pulling it out of the dish. That's kind of my favorite thing. I eat a ridiculous amount of cheese, but I figure cheese is protein. Cheese is, halfway decent fat. We don't avoid fat. We just try to stick with healthy fat here. So, yeah. I am going to load this up with... you guys are going to think I'm crazy. There's so much cheese in here. But, for real, that's just how my family is. It sounds super loud outside my house right now because my husband is baling hay. Can you hear the baler? That is literally him unloading the baler right now. They must be done. Okay, so... all of that cheese on top, and then I will take some oil, put this on top. If let's say I was at work or something, for some reason I wasn't going to be home in time to do supper, I would write in Sharpie on the top of this tin foil the temp and the time and to remove this. I don't know how many times I've wrote this on there, and then my husband's like, do I take the tin foil off or not? Always take the tin foil off, unless I tell you otherwise. But yeah, I would write temp and time and everything on here, and then he could easily just throw it in the oven, which is so nice because I do occasionally drive van after work when, school was actually in session. So I would take some of the students home after they were done with class. I would drive them home and, excuse me, choking on my own spit. I also trip on air. Anyway, if I'm driving van, it's easily 5 o'clock before I even get back to the school. And then I have to come home. And so it's easier for him to throw this in the oven. And then by the time I get home, we can eat. We typically eat pretty early. 5 o'clock is when the kids get home from school. And when usually all of us are home and they are ravenous after their hour-and-a-half ride on the bus home. Yeah. So we like to eat right away when the kids get home from school during the school year. And like I said, if I'm staying after for some reason, I'm driving a van, I've got a meeting, whatever, this is super easy for my husband to throw in the oven and have everything just waiting when I get home. And I love that. So let's see about the eggs. Okay, guys, that is it for meal prep this week. Normally, I make some sort of dessert type thing. It's usually a keto dessert. However, the teaching staff that I work with came out last night for a bonfire. So we have a ton of snacks here and cookies and a peach. And I really don't feel like I need to make anything. We've had too much junk food and too many sweets. So I'm not going to make anything. Here comes a Wawa. I'm not going to cut up the mushrooms right now for the mushroom stuffed pork tenderloin that we're having on Thursday. I just feel like by the time we get to Thursday, the sliced mushrooms would be mushy and gross. So I'm not going to do that right now. But otherwise, everything else is done and ready for the week. So as always, thank you for watching. Please feel free to like and subscribe and share. And everybody in my family is coming in the house now. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.